Sunday morning edition of In the Sheds as we look back on the Saturday fixtures in the Betfred Super League started at the MKM Stadium as, the double has been done by Castleford Tigers over Hull FC this season. A 39 points to 20 win here on Saturday. Well done to the Castleford Tigers, of course, now really looking like they could win the third tier of Super League. Can they finish ninth in the Betfred Super League? We'll be finding out in the coming coming weeks now, isn't it? Unbelievable. Where's the season gone? I mean, let's be fair. What a great first try it was for the Castleford Tigers. Innie Senior once again going in on the left edge. You know, who put that ball in the microwave? There's a question for you, because let's be fair, it was going through hands like it was hot, and there was a bit of a salsa as well going on. Unbelievable try from the Castleford Tigers. That one went very well played indeed from Innie Senior. Sal, of course, then hits back. Now, of course, there is the old saying that the best form of defence is attack. Well, you know, quite frankly, FC didn't get the memo. One thing I know, the only way of defending tries is good defence. And Oasis talk about casting no shadows. Let me tell you now, FC were chasing shadows for the next 15 or 20 minutes. You know, tries from Milnes, from young Windley, and of course, the first of two for Texoy, really putting Hull FC to the sword. Fortunately for them, they had Harvey Barron as the saviour going in for a brace just before half-time. He took his two tries well, and it's 24 points to 14 at half-time. And then in the second half, another great start to the second half for Hull FC. Herman SA, a cannonball in human form. In he goes, little ball, flip ball out the back door, and there's Carlos Summervari, and suddenly it's 24 points to 20, and you're thinking, right, here we go. Could Hull FC turn over the Tigers? No, not a bit of it. Then, of course, there was the yellow card fest. Two for Castleford, one for Hull FC, and Castleford did to Hull FC what Hull FC could do to Castleford. At one point, Castleford down to 11 men, and FC just couldn't take advantage of it. When Aiden went off for FC again, no major dramas there. I think it was a clear yellow card, no question. In the goal, Milnes drop goal goes in. Then that lovely try from Sylvester Nemo. There was no stopping him, was there? Very nicely taken indeed before Texoy wrapped the game up. I mean, here's one for you, and it surprised me actually at the end of the game. The Castleford Tigers only got 24 completed sets in this to Hull FC's 32. It's the only stat really that there's a little bit of an anomaly because every other stat is pretty even. It has to be said. It's just that Castleford executed and Hull FC didn't, and that's been the Achilles heel of Hull FC all season. Let's be honest about that. There were some good performances in there, as you would expect. Martin 122 metres from 14 carries. Briscoe did 133 from 13. There was some big carries in there as well. Herman SA, who doesn't get any points this week, but had a really good game. That assist, 18 runs from him in this one, 123 metres. So like I say, there were some players in the Hull FC team that were really giving it a good go. I thought Moyes again looked handy at times in the match, but there's no doubt about it. I mean, the FC fans just want this year to be over, and rightly so. It's not been a great one, has it? As for Castleford, who'd have thought this at the start of the season? Many people would have put Castleford Tigers 11th, just above the London Broncos. Not a bit of it. And FC at this moment in time, they just don't look like they're going to get many wins in what is remainder of this season. Their last three games are not kind either to Hull FC. Let's just take a quick look at them. Leeds Rhinos chasing a playoff place, Salford Red Devils hoping to remain in a playoff place, and then the Catalan Dragons also chasing a playoff place. So you do look at that and you think, where's the next win coming from for Hull FC? And of course, that leaves the door open a little bit for the London Broncos to just perhaps, not saying it's going to happen, maybe come back and take that 11th spot. It's going to be fascinating, isn't it, to see will Hull FC not get that wooden spoon. As I'm sitting here now, I really don't know. It could happen. Right, let's get into the 3, 2, 1. Pretty much, let's be fair. This was the only game of the weekend that didn't really have much consequence on anything. 3 goes to Texoy against his former employers. Oh, yeah, he loves playing them, doesn't he? 2 tries, an assist in this, 140 metres with 14 carries, 7 tackleables, 3 clean breaks. I mean, Hull FC fans must be looking at it going, why on earth could we not make something of Texoy at Hull FC? That's the mega question, isn't it, this season? Because Hoy in a black and white shirt, quite frankly, had no potency. You put him in a Tigers shirt, oh yes, he growls and he snarls like something out of the jungle. Yes, even Tarzan would swing away from Tex Hoy at this moment in time. Then I'm going to give 2 points to Carlos Summervari. I think Summervari, since he's come back, has really steadied Hull FC down. I think he's had a really good campaign. We know, of course, he's the elder statesman. It's questionable, will he be there next year? But a try in this one, an assist from Carlos, 124 metres from 14 carries, 3 tackles, a clean break. He also did 21 tackles in D. I've got no issues with that, Carlos. You get the 2 points. And the 1 point, I'm just going to give to Tyrone Milnes, solely for game management. Took his try well, 7 kicks from 7. He, of course, got the drop goal that just took the heat out of the game before the Sylvester Demo try. So I've got no real issues with that. They're the 3-2-1. Texoy 3, Timavari 2, and 1 for Tyrone Milnes. Do you agree with that? What are you making? Hull FC fans again are really, what are you making of your signings for next season? I mean, dear me, there's a topic all on its own. As for the Castleford Tigers and Craig Lingard, you must be over the moon. Nobody at the start of the season would have thought that the Castleford Tigers would have done what they've done, but they've progressively got better throughout the season. This was another, solid win for them. Yes, defence on both sides was shocking, but Castleford won't worry about that. It's all about just getting some points on the board and having some respectability. And quite frankly, Craig Lingard and Castleford, I think, have earned a lot of respect this year because nobody gave them a prayer. There you go. That's what happened at the MKM on Saturday. We hope you've enjoyed that edition of In the Shed. Make sure you get in the comments as we move over now to the big one in France. The Catalan Dragons 18, the Wigan Warriors 26. This was like Never Say Never Again, of course, a remake of the classic Ian Fleming novel Thunderball. Yes, the script was almost the same, wasn't it, as the Brick Community Stadium earlier in the campaign. Catalan Dragons in the first period, right in the grind, looking like they could cause an upset. And what do you know? Both sides of half time, Wigan go bang bang, and there you go, Mr. Kiss Kiss bang bang, no doubt. Going back to Mr. Bond for a moment, but yeah, no doubt about it. Wigan Warriors in the second period made this look very, very easy indeed, albeit it was nothing but in the first half. A beautiful try from the Wigan Warriors to get us underway, wasn't it? A fantastic break down centre field. Wonderful, typical Wigan Warriors try. I mean, like I say, it's mouth-watering, isn't it? Absolutely mouth-watering, KR Wigan. I mean, both sides can score tries from all over the field, and this was just another great example of that. I mean, it was a field of gold for Jai Field, wasn't it? Off he goes, down the middle. Nobody can lay a glove on him, not when Wardle's doing what Wardle's doing now in terms of setting him up. A very, very nice try indeed. And then Fahad Yahar, where's he been? He's only had 11 appearances this season for the Catalan Dragons. Let's put this into context. Before the game on Saturday, he had played 139 games for the Catalan Dragons in Super League, and scored 88 tries. That's basically an average of 2 tries in every 3 games. So in every 3 games past, he'll have scored at least 2 tries, which is a brilliant strike rate. That's a 63% strike rate. And of course, in this one, he gets another. What a try it was! I mean, that's got to be one of the tries of the week. There's no doubt about it. Superb individual quality from Fahad Yahar. If you've forgotten about him, well, he put himself right back in your mind, didn't he? Because that was a wonderful, wonderful try from him. And then, of course, just before half time, what do you know? In go the Wigan Warriors. And I have to say, those 2 tries either side of half time, you've got to credit Wigan for it. I thought the Junior December one on the opposite side of half time was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I mean, Tom Forbes, I thought he came on and he really did well at hooker. I thought, he injected some pace, dare I say it, Jeslett and Danny Walker-esque, just giving them a little bit more when he came on. And of course, got a really fine try. So well done to Tom for that. But Junior December, I mean, his moments in this game, absolutely right. I thought Sky were a bit generous to give him man of the match after 50 minutes, but there was no doubt when 80 minutes, when the hooter went, it was all Junior December. He's a quality player, isn't he? And he took that try so well. Adam Kieran against his former employees as well, doing what Kieran does. He's enjoying playing against the Catalan Dragons this year, isn't he? I think he's had 2 of his better games against his former team. They will, of course, be glad, I think, to see the back of him. No arguments with the Cruz Leeming yellow. I think when you look at the yellow cards happening in the MKM Stadium, I think Cruz probably deserved to go for 10, I would say. But yeah, all in all, Wigan doing what Wigan need to do. They're bat level on points now with all KR 38 apiece. There's nearly 100 difference between KR's for and against over Wigan. So even though every point counts double next week in terms of that, I don't think Wigan are going to be able to overhaul that. But of course, if Wigan win at the Brick Community Stadium, then of course they go 2 points clear, albeit of course they will not be able to falter. Like I say, he's just so tantalising. Wigan, of course, KR, then it's Leeds, then it's Salford. 3 really tricky fixtures. As for KR, once they get through Wigan, it's Lee and Leeds. So both of these 2 teams have got matches in the final 2 games where they could lose. So it's still going to be fascinating to see who is going to win that League Leaders Shield. These 2 for me are in the box seat. Warrington's defeat at the Lee Leopards probably now takes them out of it. But there's no doubt about it. Everybody will be tuning in for quality rugby league football next week as Hull KR take on the Wigan Warriors. I cannot wait for that. Like I say, this was a real solid performance from Wigan, and you can't take anything away from them in terms of that. As for the Catalan Dragons, like I say, real problems for them. They're now, of course, out of the top six. Do we see them getting back in it? Well, not at the expense of the Lee Leopards, no. Leeds Rhinos will still be, wanting to get in there as well. It's a fascinating 4 down to 7. It's going to be interesting to see, which of these sides are going to get in the playoffs 2024. I can't wait for the next 3 weeks. I'm sure you can't either. It's going to be a really interesting discussion as well on this week's edition of the Final Whistle podcast. That will be available for you on Monday morning. That's right. And of course, the In the Sheds edition for Sunday, that will be uploaded for your lunchtime tomorrow. That's right. That'll be uploaded about midday on Monday. So you can cast your eye on what I have to say on the Sunday fixtures that are coming up. Of course, Huddersfield Giants taking on the Saints. And then, of course, the final game down in London where the Leeds Rhinos are the visitors. You need to check in on that. Right, let's get into the 3-2-1. 3 points has to be Junior in December. I won't have a word said about it. Brilliant try. Fantastic try from Junior. Some of the lines he was running as well. Outstanding, for a kid of that age to be running those mature lines, creating space on the edges. I mean, there was no doubt about it. The Kieran try, it was all Junior in December. He took 2 players out of the defensive line. It's the little detail like that. It's not just what you actually see in terms of assists, in terms of runs, in terms of busts, etc. It's those intricate plays of rugby league where he's running through the line, creating space for other magic to happen for the Wigan Warriors. A fantastic display from Junior in December. 3 points to him, a try, 13 carries, 76 metres, 3 busts in the game, 1 clean break, 24 tackles in day. Like I said, that might not sound impressive, but if you watch the game, you know what I mean. Anyway, at 2 for Adjahar. Has to be for Adjahar. What a great return for Adjahar. I thought he had a fantastic game. A try and assist in this one. 171 metres from 16 carries, 5 tackle busts, 1 clean break. He also did, some decent work in the back line as well. I thought Fahad Yahar, outstanding on the day. Many congratulations to him. 2 points for Fahar. And 1 point to Kieran on his return to Perpignan. A try, 2 assists from Kieran. Really solid there. 5 kicks from 5. He did 91 metres from 17 carries. Really, really good from Adam Kieran. So many congratulations to him. There you go. Another edition of In the Sheds has come and it has gone. The Catalan Dragons 18, Wigan Warriors 26 there. Get in the chat. What's your thoughts? Do you agree with 3-2-1? What are you making of Wigan's chances of winning the Shield? Will Catalan Dragons get into the playoff? There's a question. And what are you making of Craig Lingard's reign this season at the Castleford Tigers? I'm impressed with that. Get in the chat. Let us know. We'll be back tomorrow midday for the Monday edition of In the Sheds, looking back on the Sunday games. You enjoy those 2 matches this afternoon. Bye for now.